Yeah, it's an insane situation right now.
His name is Daryl Ruiter. He works for the Cleveland 92.3 The Fan. It's a sports radio show in Cleveland. Let's talk about the so-called rigged quarterback competition. That's not a competition. Shedeur's been given second team reps at best. He's running plays that are doomed from the start, poor protection, predictable calls, zero rhythm. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel is getting the best receivers, first team line.
Daryl Ruiter, a respected Cleveland Browns insider from 92.3 The Fan, didn't whisper this behind closed doors. He said it live on the record. This isn't some YouTuber conspiracy. This isn't fan speculation from Twitter. No, an NFL insider embedded in the building confirmed what fans have feared all along. The quarterback competition in Cleveland isn't real. It's scripted, and the setup, it's not subtle. It's calculated, deliberate, designed from the top down to keep one man on top and another man locked out. Shedeur Sanders never had a real shot because the Browns front office never intended to let him win. Now we pull back the curtain. It was never a fair fight. The Cleveland Browns told the world there would be a quarterback competition. They told the fans, the media, and even the players that every rep, every throw, every moment would count. Shedeur Sanders walked into camp, helmet in hand, and a legacy on his shoulders. The game was already rigged. The playbook was written. The ending was scripted. Before we get into it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because what we're about to break down isn't just a quarterback controversy. It's a scandal, a setup, a story they hoped you'd never hear. This wasn't about talent. It wasn't about leadership. It was about control, about image, about protecting a culture that's been gatekeeping greatness for decades. And Shedeur Sanders, he was never meant to win. This is the story they didn't want told. A story buried beneath headlines, hidden behind depth charts, and shielded by front office silence. But today we lift the curtain. The Browns had 4 quarterbacks going into camp: Joe Flacco, the aging veteran; Kenny Pickett, the trade piece; Dillon Gabriel, the so-called safe choice; and Shedeur Sanders, the rookie phenom, the son of Coach Prime, the spark of a generation. And yet from day one, it was clear who the Browns were grooming: Dillon Gabriel. Shedeur Sanders was pushed down the chart before the first snap. The reps were lopsided. The schemes were predictable. His receivers dropped passes. The line offered no protection. And when it was time to review tape, the narrative was already written. He's not ready. Of course he wasn't. How could he be when every rep was designed to fail? They're setting Shedeur Sanders. Insiders whispered, this isn't a competition. It's a coronation for Gabriel. And the worst part? It worked. The reality behind the reps. Let's break it down. According to Browns insider Daryl Ruiter, the practices weren't just unfair, they were weaponized. Shedeur Sanders ran second-team plays. He received protection from backup linemen, often against first-team defenders. His play calls were conservative, predictable, vanilla. No creativity, no motion, no play action. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel, he was given every advantage. First-team offensive line. The best receivers played designs that fit his strengths. Short reads, rhythm throws, controlled tempo. It wasn't development, it was marketing. They were building a case for Gabriel and doing it at Sanders' expense. And every dropped pass, every hurried throw, every stalled drive was used to prove that Sanders was behind. This wasn't coaching, it was sabotage. The safe choice. Let's talk about Dillon Gabriel, a 6-year college quarterback, clean-cut, quiet, malleable, marketed as experienced, but in reality, inconsistent. And yet he checked the boxes ownership liked: low maintenance, controllable, and most importantly, not threatening to the system. Shedeur Sanders, he's a brand, a voice, a leader. He's smart, polished, vocal, the son of a Hall of Famer, the face of NIL in college football. He doesn't just play quarterback, he is the quarterback. And that's exactly what scared them. He couldn't couldn't be controlled, couldn't be shaped into a media puppet. He brought cameras, attention, fanfare, and the Browns, they weren't ready for that spotlight, so they buried him. They framed him as raw, needs time, not NFL ready. But what they really meant was, he's not one of us. The politics of image. This isn't just about football, it's about what a quarterback is supposed to look like in the NFL's eyes. It's about image, optics, culture. Shedeur doesn't just throw touchdowns, he speaks his mind. He wears gold chains and owns luxury cars. He talks about legacy, about branding, about being black, successful, and unapologetic. And in 2025, that still makes people uncomfortable. NFL executives say they want personality, but only if it fits their mold. A humble superstar, a yes sir quarterback, a company man. That's not Sanders. He's assertive, proud. He wears his confidence like armor, and the old guard, they don't know what to do with that. So instead of developing him, they sidelined him. Instead of embracing his potential, they neutralized it. They gave Dillon Gabriel a head start and told Shedeur to earn it from behind the 8-ball. This is modern day gatekeeping dressed up in coach speak and depth charts. Inside the front office, don't be fooled. This doesn't fall on one coach or coordinator. This is institutional. GM Andrew Berry may have seen Sanders' potential. He might have even wanted to give him a chance, but the final say isn't his. It's Jimmy Haslam's team. And Haslam, he's a businessman. Sources say Haslam is preoccupied with other ventures, like his ownership stake in the Milwaukee Bucks. He wants the Browns to be stable, quiet, easy to manage. Shedeur Sanders, he's none of those things. Haslam didn't want headlines about jersey sales and NIL deals. He wanted a plug-and-play QB who wouldn't rock the boat. Gabriel was his guy. And Barry, he played along because in the NFL, even the GM isn't always in charge. The media machine. Now let's talk about how the media played their part. Writers like Albert Breer and Mary Kay Cabot pumped out headlines about how Gabriel is more prepared or how Shedeur has a long way to go. Never mind the uneven reps. Never mind the rigged play calls, they ignored all of it because the narrative was already chosen. They called Shedeur immature, overhyped, entitled, but they never once asked why he was being denied first-team snaps. They never questioned the fairness of the evaluation. They never pulled the tape and said, wait a minute, this doesn't add up. Instead, they did what they always do, protect the institution. And when fans called it out, when they demanded fairness, they were labeled haters or biased. But the truth was right there on the practice field. Sanders never had a shot, and the media helped cover it up. The Playbook scandal, this goes deeper than reps. It goes to the Playbook itself. Multiple insiders revealed that Sanders wasn't just receiving limited reps, he was given a reduced portion of the offensive playbook. Specific formations and audibles were reportedly withheld from his install package. Meanwhile, Gabriel was handed everything. So when Sanders made mistakes in 7-on-7s or team drills, it wasn't because he lacked knowledge, it was because he wasn't even given the tools. Imagine trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces while your competition completes the same puzzle with a cheat sheet. That's not development, that's entrapment. And still, Shedeur handled it with grace. No outbursts, no complaints, just work, because he knew what they were doing and he still believed he could overcome it. The hidden pressures. Word around the league is that the Browns were under pressure from sponsors, from league execs, even from other owners. They didn't want Sanders succeeding too fast. They feared the attention, the independence, the brand power. They feared what it would mean for the next generation of black quarterbacks if one could come in, outshine a hand-picked rookie, and steal the show. It would break the system. So they rigged it, not outright, not blatantly, but quietly, strategically, media narratives and internal memos. And in the end, the people at the top, those who profit from control, got what they wanted for now, the heart of a champion. But here's what they don't understand about Shedeur Sanders. He's built for this. He's been doubted before, overlooked, slandered, and every time he's responded the same way, by rising. In high school, they said he only got offers because of his dad. He proved them wrong at Jackson State. In college, they said he couldn't play Power 5. He dominated at Colorado, and now they're saying he can't succeed in the NFL. History tells us how this story ends. He's not just a quarterback, he's a movement, a symbol, a warning to the old guard that change is coming. And when that opportunity finally comes, when the lights are on and the game is on the line, Sanders will shine. Because real talent can't be buried forever. The system vehicles the spark. What's happening in Cleveland isn't just about one player. It's about a league clinging to a status quo it doesn't know how to evolve from. The NFL says it wants new voices, new energy, a new generation, but when it arrives, unapologetically black and brilliant, it panics. Shedeur Sanders isn't a threat because he lacks discipline. He's a threat because he has vision, because he sees beyond the field, because he understands his value. They can script practices, they can feed narratives, they can manipulate reps, but they can't stop the truth. And the truth is this: Shedeur Sanders is QB1 material. Maybe not today, maybe not this season, but it's coming, because you can only play politics with greatness for so long before greatness takes over. So let the Browns write their script, let them stage their show. But remember, the real story, the one they tried to suppress, is already being written, and Sanders is holding the pen. If you believe in the truth behind the scenes, if you're tired of the cover-ups, and if you stand with real talent rising against the odds, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more unapologetic breakdowns just like this. This isn't just football, this is a movement, and we're just getting started.